For this drawing, I used graphite pencil on Bristol board. To create a wide range of value, I used an assortment of different types of graphite pencils, from 8B to 4H. I started off with a grid that I lightly drew in a 4H pencil, and then with the same pencil I did a quick sketch of the boy's general outline and features. Then I would go over the part I was about to start coloring with the darker pencil, like HB or B, so I could see it better. When I started shading, I would start off lightly and slowly build to make the area darker. I moved my pencil in oval-like shapes so that the lines would blend together smoothly. In some parts of the drawing, like the metal fence and whites of the eyes, I used a blending stump to blend and smoothen out the graphite even more. I added small details with my eraser pencil, which I used to erase very small sections around the eye. I also used a kneaded eraser to lift off graphite in some areas and add highlights. The most prominent element of design in my drawing is value. Throughout the entire drawing, there are different values, and this is what gives the boy a realistic appearance. Another element of design I used is line. There are visible lines throughout the entire drawing, both in the boy's face as well as in the metal fence. Another element that can be seen in my drawing is asymmetry. Since only half of the boy's face is shown, it's considered to be asymmetrical. A principle of design that is seen in my drawing is pattern. There is a pattern of diamonds created by the metal fence that runs along the entire page. My choice in subject matter was influenced by the racial segregation that used to exist in North America, as well as the oppression that different races face in Western society. The fence in my drawing acts both as a literal and metaphorical barrier that shows how people were and still are oppressed and treated unfairly. It's a representation of how inequality runs rampant in our world and holds people back from achieving what they might have been able to had they lived in a more accepting and fair society. What inspired me to draw this particular image was a picture book I read while I was in elementary school. It was about segregation in America during the 1950s, and in the book there was a large fence that separated two neighborhoods of black and white people. To me, this fence seemed awfully frightening and menacing, not just because of its appearance, but because of what it stood for: hatred, racism, and inequality. To this day, I have been unable to forget both the story and the image. What I found most successful about this piece was the eye. I have never tried drawing a realistic eye like that, and I was pleasantly surprised by the outcome. I was also happy with the eyelashes because I normally find them very difficult to do, and I'm extremely glad that I did not butcher them on this drawing. What I found less successful was the metal fence. I felt as though it was blended unevenly and some of the fence did not have enough highlights. I also realized after the drawing was complete that the parts of the fence on the right were much thicker than the parts on the left. Unfortunately, by the time I realized, it was too late to change it. I was also very unhappy with the skin. Some parts looked way too patchy and unnatural.